Welcome to the Workamper Show, brought to you by Workamper.com. This podcast helps you discover how to finance your RV travel dreams. Each one of our episodes will introduce you to people who are already living the RV lifestyle or to work camping opportunities all around the U.S. You'll also learn how to hit the road the right way and make the most of every opportunity. Now let's turn over today's show to your host, Greg Gerber.
Today I'm speaking with a woman whose family just started RVing a little over a year ago, and now she manages a KOA campground in Michigan. Today's episode is sponsored by Workamper News. Much more than just a job listing website. When you put the tools of this professional service into action, you'll find out just how easy it can be to turn your work camping dreams into reality. A Workamper membership opens the door to a one-stop shop for all things work camping. Being the original resource for work camping, you'll find the largest number of job listings, be able to connect with a community of work campers, and view resources compiled by experts who've been enjoying the RV lifestyle for many years. If you're serious about leading a successful and enjoyable work camping lifestyle, then membership is for you. Join today at www.workamper.com. Embark on new adventures today with the support of Workamper News behind you. Brigette Patton discovered the work camping lifestyle almost by accident, and it completely changed the direction of her family's life. After her husband lost his job, they took a leap of faith, bought an RV that happened to be for sale in their front yard, and landed their first work camping job just days later. The Ludington KOA in Michigan. The job gives Brigette and her husband David an opportunity to work together while their boys, Noah, Isaiah, and Sage, connect with other kids at the campground. Brigette also shares why creating memorable guest experiences and building relationships has become the heart of her work. Finally, you'll learn why the Ludington East/Pierre Marquette River KOA Holiday Campground is focused on family fun, creative theme weekends, and is already looking ahead to recruiting enthusiastic work campers for the 2027 season. If you've ever wondered how quickly a work camping opportunity can change your life, or you're looking for your next campground position, you won't want to miss this conversation. To tell us more, please welcome Brigette Patton to the show. Thanks for joining me today, Brigette. I understand you started RVing a little over a year ago. Is that right?
That is right. I've camped my entire life, tent camping and sometimes staying in cabins, but we didn't even own an RV last year.
What got you into the lifestyle?
Actually, my husband lost his job last year, and it was stressful trying to figure out what we were going to do next. It was like a blessing and stressful at the same time because we were looking for something we could do together and be more of a family. And we ended up going camping. And while we were there, we heard about work camping from one of the employees there.
That's neat. And so you looked into that lifestyle and started applying for jobs. And did you actually get one?
The crazy thing was that campground itself had just had 2 positions open up. And my aunt and uncle were trying to sell their camper in our front yard. So we just ended up deciding right there that we were going to apply for the position and buy this camper. And within 10 days, we jumped right into the lifestyle.
So you bought the camper for sale in your front yard, but it wasn't your camper.
Correct. My aunt and uncle had moved it down here in the lower peninsula of Michigan because they were selling property. My grandfather had passed away last year. And so his property and our tradition of camping sort of shifted because my grandpa and grandma passed away. So that property isn't any longer, where we go camping. And so when the camper came down here, my mom said, "Are you guys interested in buying it?" And at the time I was like, "No, it's just not really in the cards right now." And then lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, all of a sudden I was like, "Did they didn't sell that yet, did they?"
What kind of camper is it?
It's a Forest River Sierra.
Okay. Super.
32 feet. All 5 of us are in here. We've done our own little, over the past year, renovations inside to kind of make things easier for setup and tear down. And so that the boys we have 3 boys.
Okay.
10, 12, and 14. And so they each need their own sleeping space.
Oh, I can imagine.
So we built some bunks in there and pulled the table and stuff out and just kind of redid the inside of it to our liking.
That's neat. 10, 12, and 14, that's an ideal age to go RVing.
Oh my gosh, it has been such an adventure, and they've grown so much, and we get to spend so much time outside and with nature. And we, like I'm sure a lot of parents struggled with how much screen time they were getting, and just like really it became such a battle. And I'm sure some people are easier with boundaries than I am, but it just, it actually becomes such an addiction for them that it's really difficult to manage unless you just get rid of them altogether, truthfully, with boys, in my opinion.
I
But this,
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. Yes. So have
so it's just,
you
ahead.
had several work camping jobs or just one since you started?
So we did the tail end of the season in our first job in Michigan, and we didn't find out about our fall winter job until 2 days before our contract was up. And we had applied and sent resumes and all kinds of stuff. And I just feel like this lifestyle has really taught me that you really have to live in the moment. You can't really always plan too far in advance or think things are going to be the same forever, because this actually gives everybody a lot of permission to shift and evolve really quickly. And we had the opportunity come up right there for the job in South Haven, Covert, Michigan, KOA. And then the winter one was Nashville, KOA. And we ended up heading down there. We didn't think we were going to be leaving Michigan for the winter. And then again, lo and behold, 2 weeks later, we're down in Nashville for 9 months.
Okay, that's neat. So you've been focused basically on serving at KOAs.
Yes, that's the other funny thing. So we went to Nashville through April. We did end up having to come back up to Michigan because we actually own a house here in Michigan on the same land as my mom and dad. And so my mom and dad have a house, and so do we. And my husband's father is taking care of our house. So it's kind of cool. They're holding down the fort while we're out and about traveling. But we had to take care of things for my mom and dad and our house. And so we just happened to be in Michigan already when the current job I'm in became available.
Tell us about that job. It sounds really interesting.
So I am currently managing a KOA in Ludington, Michigan. And I already am blown away by the opportunity that I have here. It's only been a year, mind you, since we jumped into this lifestyle. And I'm sure not everybody wants to climb right into managing, but a lot of people I talk to are interested in owning their own campground or running a campground. And even though that wasn't something I was thinking about, I didn't think, I have managed a lot. I've been in management since I was 16, and I have always just naturally enjoyed managing. So when this job became available, I was actually in Colorado on vacation visiting my cousin at the time for her birthday. And I had one of my old clients reach out and ask if I was still work camping, because I had promoted it on social media a little bit last year when I got into it. And I was like, yeah, I'm still interested in work camping. And she said there was a manager position open, and it was only like 3 hours from our house. So I went ahead and took the leap and called the owners to talk to them. And we hit it off absolutely immediately. And then I think a week later, I was here.
That's neat. Did it help that you had KOA experience?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because KOA has a certain standard and expectation, and there's already a sort of knowing of the way things are run and their systems. I didn't have any experience in their systems as far as bookings and that sort of thing, but I've worked with so many computers and operating systems, it didn't really take me long to catch on to it.
That's neat. The KOA proprietary system, I understand, is relatively easy to use once you get the hang of it.
Oh, it is. Absolutely.
And by knowing that, it ensures that you pretty much can get a job at any other KOA.
Oh, for sure. People are always looking for K2 experience, but truthfully, if you can catch on to, if you're familiar with apps and working around in any type of system like that, you wouldn't have a hard time learning it.
Before you became a manager, what were some of the other jobs you and your husband were doing?
Actually, the client that reached out, my past client that reached out, was through my emotional intelligence work. I did a lot of public speaking, process of emotion and what our emotions are communicating. And then even taking it a step further where we're reprogramming the way we think about our emotions and understand what it's communicating. So we can think differently with our beliefs and understand it's triggering, and then also change our mindset around it.
I would think that would be a very helpful skill to have, to analyze not only your emotions, but the emotions of people you're talking to. So you can just put it all into perspective and say, okay, we're having a little bad day, or she is having a pretty bad day. We're just going to back off a little bit and go talk to her later.
Yes, it does. It definitely help in customer service, and especially in the relationships with the staff and the employees, because anybody that's run a business or cares with their heart about their business knows that it's all about the people and the relationships. Everything boils down to that, and it will always boil down to that, in my opinion.
That's right. Have you had any challenges RVing since you started?
There's always the challenges of learning your RV and little things that might happen, like, alarms going off, and maybe really the growing pains of not knowing the little intricacies of your RV. But if you've owned a home, I feel like owning an RV is so much simpler and easier as far as repairs and working on things. It's mostly just having trust in yourself. Once I rip this off, am I going to be able to fix it?
That's right.
We actually redid our entire back wall because it had been leaking and rotting. So we ripped that entire thing off and rebuilt it with the window and everything and all the electrical in there. And we did that in 10 days, and it was absolutely nuts trying to do that before we hit the road.
What did your husband do for a living before you started work camping?
He was a low voltage technician, so he has that background with him as being able to install, and he knows cables and a little bit of electricity and that kind of stuff.
That's very helpful.
He's really helped with the computer systems.
I can imagine. Yeah, you could stretch cables wherever. But
yes,
it doesn't prepare you for ripping out an entire wall of your RV, though, does it?
No, my dad was a builder, and I gained a lot of skills working with him since I was a kid. So I will not hesitate ripping something apart and just seeing what happens. And sometimes that causes a little friction because it's like, now I've ripped it apart. Are we going to be able to put it back together? But we always do. And for me, it challenges me to complete the project because now I ripped it off. I got to put it back.
What are some of the perks you've been able to enjoy working for the KOA system?
I love that there's so many KOAs, just the network all across the country. And even if some of them are franchise owned and some of them are corporate owned, it still has a similar standard and feel. And I think being able to tap into the support system there is really helpful. And probably just being able to transfer from one location to the other, because as soon as you get into the KOA family, I'll say, you just start to know and hear about each other pretty quickly, like managers and different locations, and you pick up on it rather quickly.
You get free campgrounds when you're work camping for KOA or campsite?
It depends. Yeah, some of them end up charging, like the corporate sites are a fee, but the one I'm at right now, we don't charge a fee for staying here. It's full hookup plus pay. And I think that's a huge benefit, especially if you're working and camping and living all together in one place. It just makes it feel more like a community. And I don't know, it gives us a little bit of an extra benefit to the work life.
Has it been a challenge for you to jump into a management position?
Yes and no. It was challenging in the way that I jumped in week before 4th of July, and I have managed Costco on Black Friday and like retail where everybody's just racing through and you're running back and forth at the registers and all that. Like I definitely have fast energy in my background, but I've spent the last 15 years doing emotional intelligence work and slowing down and like getting into your body and being able to feel. And so it was pretty drastic of a change going from there to there, but I picked up on it pretty quickly. I feel like I thrive in this type of environment and creativity. And there was like so much support from the owners, and then their trust in me and their ability to see my capabilities and what I can do really just gave me the confidence and the courage to keep going, even if it seemed overwhelming at times. Because the 4th of July weekend, we're fully booked here. We have 117 campsites, but for me, I'm just stepping into this brand new employees, brand new job, brand new campground. I don't know the layout of the map here, all of that. It just was like a lot to take in that first week. But honestly, it helped me train so fast. I learned everything you could that first weekend.
I can imagine that's jumping into the campfire, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. It felt like the Matrix when they like get plugged in and downloaded into. That's what I felt like for the first 3 weeks here.
That's right. Were the guests open to accepting a new manager on the busiest holiday weekend of the year?
They were amazing. Honestly, I just am very sociable. I love customer service. I love creating experiences for people and the story behind how it changed my life to be able to be with my family and give us this dream of living and working together and getting to bless other people when they're coming on vacation and trying to disconnect and relax. People can feel that. And every guest that comes through there and can feel that heart-to-heart connection just stays in the office and chit-chats and tells us their story and how they're here for their family or whatever. And it just lights me up. And I love the connections that we're already building.
Oh, that's neat. Before we started the interview, you said they had a wonderful vision for their campground. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So I have been all across the country to different KOAs. So even though I just started working at KOA last year, I did do a lot of camping and traveling all the years before. So I did one 3-week trip down across Route 66 from Michigan to the Grand Canyon and then back up. And it was me and the 3 boys, and we camped at KOAs. It made it really easy to just map all the way a couple hours at a time and just pick a KOA off the side of the expressway all the way. And this KOA in particular is family oriented and driven more than any single one I've been to. There's a couple that you could feel the warmth and the welcoming, but they don't cater at the level this one does. Everything revolves around, everything is recreation here. From Thursday to Sunday, we're doing movies and we're doing events and on and on. I can't even describe all the things that are facilitated just for the families. So my vision next year, because we do a different themed weekend every weekend, I would like to include other people in the vision as far as facilitators and things that we offer here. So each week will be structured around the groups coming, and then whoever else is camping that weekend gets to be a part of that experience and that vision based off of what we're providing. So it'll be very similar to how we're doing it this year. But instead of me coming up with all of the weekends for the whole year next year, the people that are coming in are going to get to be a part of structuring the experience with me. And I will partner with them instead of just only structuring it around my ideas, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a great opportunity for somebody to come in and get involved with planning some of the activities that everybody's going to enjoy.
That's what I'm hoping for. And the idea around it is astronomy groups or stargazing types. So week will just be all around the planets and the stars, and like our activities will be structured around that. Maybe another weekend is a family reunion group. So maybe that's our family reunion week. Whoever ends up partnering with me to create that vision, they'll get their campsite for the week included. And then they'll also have all different amenities that their group will be able to have access to. So we have a food truck, we've got a pool, we've got all the different events and activities. I have a sip and paint person that can do painting classes. I have a cornhole group that does cornhole tournaments. Just literally anything you can imagine, I can help bring that vision together. And I'd like to do it a week by week basis. Going through the winter, it'll give me something to do. And people can be a part of this.
Are you hiring Workampers for next year already?
I am not hiring for next year just yet, but I am looking at applications and people who want to plan our week for the next year.
Okay. So people who are interested in doing that can submit an application.
Yes, sir.
Are there any special qualifications you're looking for, or people with specific skills?
Because we're so recreation based, I definitely am looking for people that have a certain kind of attitude more than anything. We're all really enthusiastic and excited to be here. We want the people coming to feel that through us. Most of us have the mindset that this is a hobby turned into a job, not a job we have to be at, that we're forced into having from day to day, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Once this ends, will you be coming back next year to be a manager?
That is the plan, and that is why I am putting together the themed weekends for next year. I'm really just looking for a little bit of, I don't know, I think I want a bigger community here that is a part of the vision, because this campground is different than anywhere else I've ever been. Like, when people come through there, they have this feeling of nostalgia. It's almost like they're healing something inside of them by coming with their families and connecting with the earth.
That's neat. Very good. So are you going somewhere for the winter then?
We do not have any complete plans for the winter. I would definitely like to possibly get out there and do some of my own research on some of the other retreat centers. And I've got some other facilitators and friends like in Belize and Guatemala that have been asking us to come down there and kind of take a look at what they do. And that's definitely on my wish list for this winter. And hopefully I'll get to actually go do that.
That's neat. I wish you the best of luck. I hope it happens for you. Me
too.
If you had to start over RVing or work camping again, is there anything you do differently?
Not really. I feel like I just took the leap of faith and I keep listening to that and it keeps working out. So I wouldn't do anything differently except keep listening to my heart and moving forward and doing that.
Okay. Very good. Is there any advice that you would give to people who are considering becoming work campers?
Probably to just really live in the moment and try to find the things that you do love about it, because there's always things that you don't like about something, or there's always going to be challenges, but just trusting that initial curiosity and just having the faith that if you keep moving forward, that you didn't have that idea for no reason, that there's something bigger pulling us to do this type of community and this lifestyle. And you have to kind of jump in and trust it and try it out before you know for sure if it's for you.
I would agree with that. How can people connect with you if they'd like to follow your adventures or even apply for a job at the Ludington KOA?
They can check on our website, the Ludington KOA website, and they could also email at ludington@koa.com.
Very good. And are you active on social media yourself?
I am not, but we do have Ludington KOA Facebook, and I have considered getting back on there. I was actually really active on social media and had not a really big following. I would just do videos, inspirational videos, emotional, intelligent stuff. And I've been enjoying just being present so much. I am just really not on social media that much anymore.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing your story with me today. I really appreciate it. Sounds like you've landed into a dream job accidentally, and I always love to hear stories like that. And I wish you the best of luck going forward.
I appreciate you doing these interviews and this podcast, and that I had an opportunity to get on here and talk with you.
Brigette Patton's story is a great reminder that some of life's biggest opportunities begin with a simple leap of faith. In just over a year, she and her family went from being first-time RV owners to living a lifestyle that allows them to work together, spend more time with their 3 sons, and help create unforgettable camping experiences for other families. She also offered a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to manage a busy KOA campground and explained why attitude, enthusiasm, and a passion for serving guests matter even more than campground experience. If working at a family-focused campground sounds appealing, Brigette says the Ludington KOA will be looking for work campers for the 2027 season, and she encourages interested applicants to start making connections now. The owners, Lydia and Joel Fodor, have created a remarkable team and laid out an impressive vision for the future of the Ludington East/Pierre Marquette River KOA Holiday Campground. To learn more about the opportunity, visit the Ludington KOA website or email ludington@koa.com. Today's episode is sponsored by Workamper News. Wouldn't it be nice if work camping job listings for your ideal location just appeared in your email inbox? They can when you're a Workamper News member. Join Workamper News today to start using the best toolkit for finding your next work camping gig. When they turn on job alert emails, members can select to receive help wanted ads for just one state or all the states they want to be in. Each email contains a full ad text, so there's no need to have to click on a link, go to a website, hunt around for the ad just to see if the job even interests you. The job finding process is easier with Workamper News, so join today at www.workamper.com. That's all for this week's show. Next time I'll be speaking with an experienced RVer whose family has been working on the road for many years. Now they're helping others to learn how to RV the right way. I'll have that interview in the next episode of The Workamper Show. If you like these interviews, please consider leaving a review wherever you download the episodes.